Something that everyone struggles with, that I think everyone also wants answers for, is how to stay, how to enjoy, and just how to be in the present moment. I think enjoying the now is one of the most important things that people should involve in their day-to-day lives, if they want to have a more fulfilling life, have a more memorable experience, but also to attract all the good things that you're waiting for, you know, all the good things that you're looking ahead for. I think it's very important to acknowledge when you're not being in the present moment. I think it's very important to also be a little bit kind to yourself and be like, okay, this takes practice, because being in the present moment is a practice. Most of the time, all of us are used to, you know, like lingering and like holding on to the past, or like looking back, reminiscing the past, but also looking ahead and for the future, and like, oh my goodness, like I can't wait until I do this, and I can't wait to be in this stage in life. And while it's good to be excited for the future, and while it's in a sense a bit healthy, you know, to appreciate the past, it's also extremely crucial to remember that the only thing we have is the infinite moment that is the present. You can't physically go to the future and then come back to the present, or you can't like physically go to the past and then come back to the present. Mentally, sure you can. Mentally you can think about the past, and mentally you can think about the future, but physically the only time you have is right now. The only thing you have is right now. And again, it's a practice. It's not like it's gonna come, you know, and shift overnight, like, oh yeah, like I just have to live in the present moment and I'm just gonna do this starting tomorrow. It's not impossible though. And that's what I'm trying to get into, because I also think that it's not very helpful when people are like, yeah, well, just learn how to be present, you know, like enjoy the now, because they don't tell you how. But I have figured out some ways that have actually helped me quite literally be in the present moment. And again, this is a practice, so it's not, don't be like afraid if you're not gonna get it like right now or like the next day, you know, it takes a minute. One of the first things that, you know, really helped me was to acknowledge, first of all, that I'm in my head, because I would catch myself like hanging out with my friends and stuff like that, and then being like, oh my god, like I'm really gonna miss this, you know, like in moments, and like that's very nice, that's a very, very nice sentiment, you know, like hanging out with your friends and being like, oh, I'm really gonna miss this. But I would be in my head like already thinking about how this was already a memory, instead of just appreciating the space, appreciating the company. And then like I would leave and then I'd be like, oh my god, what happened? Like I was just there. I think that's just one of those very first things that you need to acknowledge. Like I've been in my head for a minute, so like time to quit it. The second thing that I did, and this goes with manifestation, this goes with law of the universe and stuff like that. Everyone always, they're always gonna tell you, you know, like act as if you already have it, act as if it's already done. Now I would always struggle, like, okay, like what does that even mean? What that means is just to quite literally forget about how it's gonna happen. I've talked about this in the past, you know, like it's not your job to figure out how your dreams are gonna, you know, like come to fruition, or like how it's gonna happen, how your manifestations are gonna come in. Again, it's your job to believe, you know, to trust, and to take some sort of action. How that helped me was that whenever I would catch myself in a moment of yearning for the future, or like looking ahead, I would always be like, okay, but like I'm gonna live that. It's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna wait until it happens. I'm just gonna wait until that comes, and I just enjoy this right now. So that's something that really helped me bring myself back to the moment, to the present moment, and be like, okay, Maria, just don't worry about it. You know, like I would just tell myself, just stop worrying about it, because I think that's what it is. I think that's why we keep looking ahead, and I think that's why we keep thinking about the future, because we're just worried about like, okay, well, like when am I gonna experience this, and like when am I gonna get all these things? If you want your manifestations to come in faster, if you want your reality to change faster and for everything around you to change, you need to stop putting these, again, manifestations, putting these dreams so far ahead. Because if you think about them as if they're in the future, because if you think about them as if they're like years away, or like, oh my god, like a year away or something, then that's just how it's gonna feel. It's just gonna feel like it's like so far away that it's gonna take a minute. And so you put it in the future. Something that I always tell myself that helps me stop putting these dreams in such a far away timeline is, you know what, it's just gonna happen when I least expect it. It's just gonna happen sooner than I can even imagine. And that way you're putting it literally at a close range. You're putting your dreams at a close range, and not so far ahead into the future, and not a year from now, not 5 years from now, not a month from now, literally sooner than you can even imagine. And it helps. It helps. I promise you it helps. I think something that we all do since we were a little kid is like, okay, well, I can't wait to be in high school and go to all these parties. And then you're in high school and you're like, okay, well, I can't wait to go to college and, you know, like move out of my parents' house. And then you go to college, you know, and you're like, okay, well, I can't wait to get a job. And then you get the job and then you move out of your parents' house and you're like, okay, well, I can't wait to live my dreams. And you're always at the exact place that you wanted to be. I remember like 2 years ago, I wrote down in my little journal that I was gonna move out of my mom's house before I was 22, which I did. But I remember actually when I first moved in, I was like really happy for like the first few months, but then it went away, you know, and I live with my sister, you know, so then I would be thinking, okay, well, now I can't wait until I actually have a place on my own. Like I can't wait to not have a roommate. And I just thought that was stupid because I love living with my sister. I love it. She's my best friend. So it didn't, like, even thinking that, it didn't compute to me. Like, why can't I just enjoy this right now? Because I also remember telling her when we first moved in together, like, oh my God, like, we're gonna be telling our kids this. Like when you have a kid, I'm gonna be like, yeah, like when we used to live together in our 20s. Like, how nice is that? How beautiful is that? And I still remember being like, okay, like I can't wait to move out of my mom's house. I can't wait. And now I'm here. I don't see the point of not enjoying this right now. Like, what if I like start dating someone and then we want to move in together and then it's gone and then this is gone and it's a new chapter. And while that chapter is exciting, you don't have this anymore. I've gained a new sense of love for the present moment. Like it's admirable, to be honest, to be able to just sit and like enjoy. You're always gonna be thinking ahead, you know, it's human nature. You're always gonna be wondering like what's coming next, but it's your job to ground yourself. It's your job to come back to this moment. I always tell my friends that are like doing like a new business or like starting a new job or like moving into their first new home. One of my friends, they were gonna move into their first apartment and stuff. It was the tiniest little thing. It was like they barely had any windows. But I was like, you know what, humble beginnings, because how adorable is it gonna be when you look back, you know, in time. You're like, yeah, like my first apartment was a little tiny, but you made so many memories in there, you know, and you spend your youth in there, you know. Like every single one of my bedrooms I have enjoyed. Every single one of my bedrooms I have cherished. My childhood bedroom that I shared with my sister, you know, like I remember being like, oh my God, I can't wait to have my own room. I can't wait to have my room. But like from time to time, like me and my sister will like bring up like our memories from that childhood bedroom, you know, like, oh my God, like remember when we turned our little corner into a little like make-believe cafe, or like do you remember when we used to tell each other's like bedtime stories or stuff like that, or like you remember when we used to just laugh so loud in the middle of the fucking night because we wouldn't shut up. Like, and all I was thinking at the time was, I can't wait to have a bedroom of my own. Now I look back at those memories and I'm like, that's so nice. Like, that's so cute. And it's the same thing. Like, you're gonna reach your dreams one day and you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, you know, fuck. If you don't live in the present moment right now, you know, when you reach your dreams, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, fuck, you know, like I wish I could have enjoyed it more. I mentioned it, I think, in my last video, how you're gonna reach your dream life one day. You'll be like, how the fuck did that happen? Enjoy the process, like live in it, you know, like it, quite literally feel everything. I think this is a very good example of enjoying the journey. I can very much be like, oh my God, well, I can't wait to have like 1 million subscribers and I can't wait to get all these things out of this little channel. But you have no idea how much I enjoy just seeing my numbers go from like 29 subscribers to 31 subscribers to 41 or something. That makes me so happy, and it's just getting excited for those little things is so enjoyable, you know. And I have friends that like, they chase their dreams, and when the little things come, they don't get excited because they're little. Once you get and you reach those big things, you're gonna realize that it was just a compilation of all the little moments. Why wouldn't you appreciate all of that? Why would you just dismiss it because it's too small, and because that's not where you want to be right now, and because that's not what you are expecting right now? It would be horrible if I was posting all these videos and I was getting mad at myself because they're not getting a bajillion fucking views, you know? Like, no, they get like 50 views. I'm like, bitch, put 50 people in one room. I love that. Thank you. One of my big wishes is for this channel to, you know, like flourish into something beautiful, you know, maybe to like help people that, you know, are maybe confused about like life or spirituality, or like, you know, like just like provide a different perspective on the universe. I think it would be unfair for myself and for the people that are following me as of this point, to dismiss it, to dismiss this little moment, to dismiss this time of growth, of humble beginnings. I also think meditation is a really, really good way of coming back to the present moment right now. You can use meditation to appreciate this moment right now, to feel your feelings, to feel your body, to acknowledge your surroundings. There's so many different ways to meditate. Meditation is simply putting yourself in a high vibration, putting yourself in a feeling of high vibration, and that can come in many different ways, not simply just, one of my favorite ways to meditate actually through dancing. If you know me, you know I love to dance. I love me a good dance. The thing about dancing as a form of meditation is that you are in the moment right now, and you just letting it go. It's like letting yourself go, and you're just like feeling it. You're feeling the music, your body, your emotions, and you just get so happy. This high frequency of joy and happiness. And that's a way of meditating, because you just get out of your head for a minute. Just get out of your head. This is not me like saying go clubbing, but me, that's the reason why I love clubbing. I can go to the club sober. You best fucking believe I'm out here fucking dancing my fucking ass off, because this is one of those moments where like I feel so much connection with the people around me, A, and B, I just get to be myself. I just get to pretend that there's nobody else in the room but me, and I'm just enjoying myself. And if you're not a social person, do it in your living room. Sometimes at night, when I'm just having like a really, really good day or something, or like when I just have so much energy left over from my day, I literally would just like play my favorite music when I'm like cooking or something. When I'm cleaning, blast that shit and just fucking let myself go. I love it. I just love it. Another thing that I recommend, if you have the time, because I understand not everyone has the time, I love to go on walks. I love going on my walks. I go on walks for like 30 minutes to an hour. There's this park right around my house, and there's benches in the park, and sometimes I reach the benches, I take my headphones off, and I just listen to the birdies. I listen to the birdies, and I look at the squirrels running around, and I look up into the skies, and I see a plane fly by, or I see like an eagle or something, and I'm just like, how nice. It gets you into that state of like, what, I'm gonna enjoy this right now, because there's gonna be another chapter in my life where this is not gonna be a part of it. So why not enjoy now? I love me a good success story. I was watching a video earlier today about this designer. I'm pretty sure he's a designer for Schiaparelli. He was saying how 5 years ago his life was completely different. I think he was like couch surfing or something like that, and he decided to move to Paris with like nothing to his name and all that stuff. And I think it is those moments that makes you realize that they enjoyed the journey, that they trusted the process. I feel like those people that completely disregard their humble beginnings don't really get to feel fulfilled in the end. They don't get to feel grateful, because it's kind of like, for them it's just war, always a constant like fight or flight, survival, like war type of thing. I'm going through one of the weirdest times in my life, but I'm enjoying it. I've decided to enjoy it, because there's gonna be a time where things are gonna be so much more different in the best way possible, and I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, you know what, like, she was gonna be okay. And I'm gonna be smart enough to know that I don't have to be like, oh, I wish I could have enjoyed that time. This time and this year that I'm going through is just, I definitely feel like it's just crucial for my development, and I definitely feel like it's just crucial for my self-growth. I'm smart enough to acknowledge that. I'm just so aware. And I'm just so grateful. Well, anyways, enjoy the now. Even if you're going through a questionable time, live through it. The universe will never take anything away from you if it's not going to replace it with something better. When better things happen to you, when all the good things come, those moments, those questionable moments in your life, those questionable periods, they're the ones that are going to keep you humble. And I'm very big on staying humble. Anyways, I hope you learned something. I hope it made sense. And I will see you soon. Okay, I love you.